On what?
On, I just started the stream.
Oh, well, obviously it's me. So does anyone have their Junker tracker bot stuff set up?
Nope. I didn't update it. So it didn't, here, I'll just do it manually.
I guess that's the thing. I guess we've all got these things we built and I was having...
There we go. I did it manually. Was that funny?
Was that on purpose or not? I can't tell.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Alright. Alright, so what are we doing here? We gotta zoom in because you guys can't fucking see shit on your iPhone. Why? Alright. So what are we doing? Where do we leave off? What do we want to do tonight, people?
I don't know. You wanna do what's the state of Drunkerbot code? What's it doing? What's it not doing?
Yeah, let me fix that real fast. So that's in status. Oh, first of all, let's take this fucking ping out. There we go. Okay. So now ping will only pong.
That'd be just a good, hey bot, are you working?
Yeah. Well, once I get the status.
I know, but if something fails, it's just a really very low logic.
Yeah.
Are you up?
Alright, so stop or start. No, we want status. Status if drunkerstatus.state. Let's make this absolutely equal. JavaScript is three equal signs for absolutely equal to.
So it means so 2 equal signs will be truthiness. 3 equal signs will be it has to be the same object.
Yeah.
2 equal signs
Is what? You cut out.
It'd be the equivalent of like. So if my search result is kind of sort of like this, then call it out.
Wait, so are you saying that JavaScript is racist?
Probably a little racist.
Probably against white people.
Speaking of which, why do they call it white space? That seems kind of racist too.
It does. It really does. And why do we say host and client instead of master and slave? When did that stop?
Actually, you can't do master and slave anymore.
Fuck that. It's master and slave.
Yeah, I think it's not master slave anymore. You can't do that.
Why the fuck not?
One master can have as many fucking slaves as he wants.
So I am going to weigh in on this one a little bit and just say I'm okay with everything else we've talked about, but I'm very glad master slave has gone away.
Why? What the fuck?
Host device is a better description and it's less offensive.
Is it?
So, wait,
Or is it kink shaming?
So I have a question. So I know sometimes there'll be master slave in terms of oh shit, I don't know words very well, but it has to do with servers, right? A lot of times you'll have a master server and a bunch of slaves, and when one of the masters dies, all the slaves will have a little committee about who's the new master, like databases. I'm probably thinking about databases.
See, now that's completely not how it happened, because I think if the master died, all the slaves went free. So we've implemented.
But that's
yeah, you're just making my point.
No, I just saying. So what would you use if there's no host client? There's one person in one database is the master, and all the others are slaves. Host client doesn't work there.
It's no different. No, that is no different because you're saying that any of the devices can become the master.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like master slave, because slaves don't just suddenly become a master. So
they rise up.
You got a point. I got to agree with that one.
So what happens? So there also is a paradigm called master-master. What is that going to be called now?
Well, that's me and IoT, so I don't see the.
I feel like someone needs to make a Django reference here.
I'm trying not to.
Django or Django?
Would you just say active-active? I mean, like, there's usually one, because there is a thing where two databases, or I really wish I knew if this is a database thing or not. I just knew a guy, he would always do, someone just told me he likes doing, he always does master-master. He never does when he has two databases.
I mean,
or servers or something.
So first, I don't actually feel as strongly as I'm coming off as. I just really wanted to.
No, I didn't think so. But I'm just wondering, at what point does that just due to the whole host client, or does it actually apply to like everything that had a master and a slave association?
In my opinion, you can easily substitute host client or host device or whatever, and it's the same thing. It's as long as we all understand what the two things mean, that's all that matters, right?
All right, fair enough. I'm generally indifferent about it. I feel like if I was in the DevOps networking, I'd be a little more irritated that I had to change anything, my vernacular on that. But I don't generally say master slave in my. I don't deal with that kind of server stuff, so I don't really care.
Well, and that's why I would caution. I'm not really that sensitive about this because I wouldn't go out of my way to change like an existing code or structure or schema or anything. I would just not use it moving forward.
It's just yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, what were we talking about again? We were talking about truthiness and falsiness, right? And I got earlier today I was pointing out that you're using false as a string as a comparison and as a boolean as true.
I'm not using a string though.
There was an equal. I mean, I was looking at your committed code, and there was an equals in string quote false.
Yeah, hold on. Where is that? It's just.
Meanwhile, if you just say if variable name, it's going to be if it's a truthy value, it will evaluate to true. So boolean true, like 1, any string. I can't remember. I'm not 100% sure what's truthy in JavaScript. I meant.
Well, truthy is double equals. True is triple equals. Absolutely true.
So triple equals will be. It has to be the same type to evaluate as the same value. So true and string air quotes true would not be equals because even though they're technically the same, they're not the same type.
Aren't you driving?
Yeah. I know what code looks like though, so I can still talk about code. I looked at this earlier today. Now you're not looking at the video now.
Huh. Host pick. So I noticed that I was sending a host pick along with the status for. Oh, maybe that's why it's not working. Oh, okay. I think I figured it out.
Did you not even get inside the switch statement right?
No. What it is after the if and else statement, it sends an embedded message. And
yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know what it did.
Well, there's the embed set message. If I move this up here, there's an embed set message. Set image command that sets it to the host pick, which doesn't get set or is set to just the word none when Drunkerbox is not live. So if you try to do the command when it's not live, it tries to pass along the URL none, like the string none.
So you said the value.
You really cut out there. What?
Oh, so you set hold on. So you set the value in the object or whatever this embedded thing is, but you never use it down below because of the state is off?
Right. No. What happens is it creates an embed message object, and it sets the image for that embedded. Like, you know, when you hit Drunkerbox start, it pops up with a title and some text, and then a picture of like your Discord
avatar.
avatar. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if nothing is live, then the actual like variable that's holding the URL to your avatar is set to the word none. So what happens is it tries to like it tries to send the embed out as a command with the URL as none, and it comes back saying, "Oh, that's not a real URL," and it freaks out and does nothing.
Ah, so it doesn't fail gracefully.
Right. So let's do. But it wasn't giving me an error code until very recently. And it's also bitching at me about unhandled promise rejections, which that didn't start until I added webhooks and shit like that.
Broken promises.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So I think promises in JavaScript are like it has to do with how the whole async stuff works.
Yeah.
Normally it just goes off and does back and things move. But a promise will like pause until that async process is fulfilled. I believe, like, conceptually, I just don't have.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is probably what it's doing is Discord is trying to send the Discord bot's trying to send a message to Discord, but because the URL doesn't work, it just kind of hangs, and that's why it's getting the promise rejection.
Maybe I don't know what your promise code looks like and if it's all tied into that, but if you have a promise tied to the event and the promise is never fulfilled, then yeah, your event's not going to happen.
Okay.
So you need to code it in a way so that but the thing is that the whole webhook thing was so that you could auto-publish
Yeah.
the stuff.
Well, I never got very far on that. I set up a post endpoint and I couldn't get it to accept. So.
It might be your HMAC stuff is not working right.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that in a minute. But right now I gotta find an image. So let's do.
Yeah, can you just do like a sad face as the default image?
Yeah, I'm looking for something on Google.
Just do a little poop emoji, a little sad poop emoji. Or sad. Is there a sad glass of...
Here, we'll do this one. Just a regular old yellow sad face.
Alright.
We need a Clorox wipes emoji.
Alright, so let's try it out. Let's do... Yeah, it worked! Okay, so it will... That's way too big.
It was the...
Yeah, it was the URL, setting the URL to none for the picture. Of course, I guess I can just like not put anything, right? Like it doesn't have to have an image.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, this fixes that issue, and you can always refactor that later.
Yeah, okay, I'll just get rid of it altogether. I don't need an image. Oh my god, going back and forth between Mac and PC to like fucking...
Well, so I can't really see what you're doing. Why are you going back between Mac and PC?
Oh, I'm not now. I've been working on it mostly with Mac. So like if I want to do like...
Oh, got it. Developing on a Mac and then switching to a PC.
Yeah.
I feel like it's as close as I'll get to speaking multiple languages. Like it's two different content.
Yeah. Yeah, like just trying to get like if I want to select from here to the end of the line, it's on Mac it's Command Shift right. And so I'm trying to do Control Shift right, and that doesn't work on PC, so I do Control Shift end, and that doesn't work. It just sends me to the bottom of the fucking page. Yo, you are really cutting out.
Okay, Bab, you are totally spaced. 2 2001.
Even your UDP is fucked up.
Oh no. It's gonna take an hour to get this message. If this is Twitch, we could clip this so you can see it later. Alright. So, that problem is fixed. What else do we need?
Damn, that was harsh.
Yeah, dude. What was harsh?
That audio.
Oh, yeah. She must be close to home. Hit the bridge of death.
Yeah, that's the death bridge.
Alright, so... what am I doing now? Let's go.
Whatever you do, don't use fucking spaces. Tabs all the way, man.
Yeah, I thought you were the one that used spaces.
I was. I had spaces all over the... And it wasn't just spaces. Carriage returns were freaking her out, too. It was kind of funny. She's like, you can't have two new lines after a squiggle.
Ah! Stuff it! Like, yeah. No, you're just... I feel the same way, though. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh, we have to have conventions all the time or else society will fucking fall apart and die. But I'm also very particular about, like, code.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, fuck, I'm going to put more code in there. I'll just leave a gap.
Yeah, I don't mind gaps so much, but, like, tabs. Like, fix your fucking tabs. Like, for the love of Christ. It just makes it more readable. And, like, if you want to move it around, using spaces just kind of... It makes it kind of sloppy and hard to work with.
A lot of the languages, and I can't remember from last night if Arduino was one of them or not, really kind of annoyed me because, like, the opening element and the closing element didn't always start exactly the same spot. It was, like, one character off or something. And I'm like, well, I tabbed it in, and then you opened it to the right, and then you closed it to the left. Fuck, I can't fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was kind of an epiphany when I discovered that Arduino had line numbers, though, because I'd never seen that in the UI until Babbitt was like, where are your line?
Yeah, you can turn them on.
I think I'm back.
Was that the Bridge of Death?
No, I'm not even close to home.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what that was.
Turn the sound off.
Yeah, any editor is going to have line numbers. I mean, there's just no way of people who have to work in code all day.
Notepad doesn't have line numbers.
Well, that's not an editor. That's a text.
It has function folding too. Piot. I'm
Yeah,
not calling you Piot.
Notepad doesn't have a multi-do either, so anyone who they put in Notepad is lying or a mess.
Arduino has function folding if you activate it.
Does it really?
Yeah, I don't use function folding enough. I need to.
So what does that do? So as someone who's not a coder, you mean, what does function faulting do? Is it just like syntax?
Function folding. So basically, imagine you have like your setup, right? Like void setup, right? There's a little like you've seen like the plus and minus boxes that shrink content on a page.
Yeah.
You can click that next to where it says void setup, and then it folds it into one line. So,
oh no, I have not seen that.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I've
seen that in other editors.
Yeah, it's called function folding.
I don't like hiding code.
You kind of have to do it in Node.js though, because like you can have you have to do it in Node.js if you're a fucking noob like me, I should say.
Why?
Because I have like literally all my code is in one file.
I've worked in files that had one function that's 4,000 lines long, and I still didn't fold code. Just want to see everything. What editor do you use? I forget.
I use Atom.
So does the whole Command P stuff work in Node?
What does Command P do?
It lets you like go to symbols in the code. So if you know like the function, if you break things up into functions, then you can say just go look at this function.
No, I don't think Adam does that naturally. Adam has a million plugins. I'm sure you can get to do that.
It does have it, but I've only seen Adam work in PHP, and I know that works there. I just don't know if it works for Node.
Oh, well, I mean... Oh, man, you're really cutting out.
I might, if I break up again, I would say.
But no, you can plug in... You can download plugins for different languages. So...
Oh, so, but what does happen when you do Command P right now?
Oh, in Adam?
You get a,
well, I don't have a command button, but I have Control P, and it just brings up
Windows, maybe P. I don't know how PCs work anymore.
Nope, Windows
Command
P does.
is all.
Oh God, I just fucked everything up. Now my screens are all fucked up.
But it made me laugh. Hopefully you figure it out.
Oh God, that fucked up everything.
What did you do exactly?
It changed my multi-monitor configuration. So like I was on two screens, and then it cut down to one screen and moved everything to the one screen. All right, that's fixed. Okay, so we fixed one thing tonight. Yay! I know.
Yay, we did it!
I know Tizboyo wanted shit. I wanted to replace MeBot, or currently Hardware Flarebot. The only thing we're using it for is inviting people to red team, blue team, which we're reworking anyways, and then basically just counting your messages. So he says I'm not allowed to take it down until I build a function to replace it, or build something to replace it first. So I'm gonna do. It just counts your messages and keeps track and puts it in your profile. And then we'll do the red team, blue team invitation stuff. And also, if we get to it tonight, I want to make it so if somebody reacts to your message with a particular emoji to mark it as like helpful or whatever, you'll get more like message points.
So people can.
Oh man, you're cutting out.
Catch up being helpful. Yeah, whatever. Shut up now.
You really gotta go back and what?
With Verizon Wireless, you never have to worry about your 4G connection cutting out. Don't be like Babin. Visit your Verizon Wireless store now.
Alright, so delete this. To do here, allow people to sign up to be a fan. We already did that. To do here, message counter that levels people up and gives extra points for the helpful emojis. So anytime they receive any message, we're going to see if they have a profile. Then we're going to add 1 to the message count. Are we going to write to this file every single time somebody messages somebody? And save the file.
Hey, what's your combo counter?
Oh, have you? It's called Activate Power Mode. So as you type a message, it adds 1 to the combo counter. And you have like what, 10-20 seconds, you can customize it, but 10-20 seconds before it resets, and it just kind of keeps track of like how long you've been typing. It also has like after like so many like 50 clicks or whatever, it starts playing sounds and stuff, and then let's see if we can do it. I don't think it's gonna do it because I think I might have turned it off, but it starts exploding into like effects and stuff.
Where's it running? Is it OBS or your editor?
In my editor. It's in Atom.
Huh. What's it called?
Activate Power Mode. Here, is called Activate Power Mode. And I'm going to turn on particles, because I turned all this off for my Mac. Particles, screen shake, and audio.
Nice, thanks.
So, are you watching the stream right now?
Yep.
Alright, so watch this. As I start typing more. Probably can't see the particles. Probably can't see the particles on the screen, but they're pretty cool. It's a very tactile, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's tactile feedback, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
So if you get into the groove of like typing in code, it kind of keeps you moving. You know what I mean? Kind of encourages you to like, you know, code on the fly. So it kind of like encourages you to like not speed type, but like speed code. You know what I mean? Like that, kind of have that confidence in yourself and just plow through it real fast and not have to stop and think about everything.
Yeah, it seems like it would help you develop a rhythm. And if you keep a rhythm going, you're probably going to be more productive.
Yeah.
Versus like bursty activity.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, that's what it's supposed to be. I need to reset this max combo, though, because I totally cheated for that. Because there's ways to cheat for this. So, like, in Atom, if I select multiple lines... Oops. How is it done? Hit multiple lines at once. You can see it just, like, goes to the fucking roof. Because it's counting every single character that I put in and not actually every keystroke. Or like the delete key counts and that kind of shit. But it's not important stuff. It's just, you know. Let's go to settings. Ooh, I'm starting to feel drunk.
Alright.
Success.
Oh, I got message.
We can't invoke Code Sarah. You haven't written it yet.
I'm trying to like push that off onto you.
That would require me to like learn Node like while drinking.
It's not that hard, man. Like the code's all available to you. We already have it all broken up.
I know.
Can you?
I might get to it. I've been working on the client side, which is mostly good, except the OLED code because Babbitt hasn't fixed it yet. It'll take like 5 minutes to fix. It just hasn't been done. I don't have an OLED.
Fair enough. Wait, wait. You've been subscribed to Oh. Thanks for joining us. You've been subscribed to Hackerboxes for how long? And you don't have any OLED screens?
Oh, I have lots of OLED screens. I just don't have the OLED Shield, which is a different resolutions. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that caused some problems because I was using the Shield, and then Imp Pirate started using a totally different device altogether with a different OLED, and then you started using a really standard OLED. So we're all using different fucking resolutions and different fucking libraries and shit.
Yeah, I think when we settle on a standard resolution I think the standard resolution is the Shield because we were all based on the D1 Mini, and then I think we'll add support for all the other stuff, but it'll just take a few other steps. But I think we can make it all work. Adding the board logic detection or selection, I should say.
Yeah, that's really important. And it's actually not that hard. You just gotta know what the keywords are.
It's done now.
Do you use defines or is it all if statements and shit?
I think I'd used all ifs. I might have used a define, but I didn't excessively use that stuff. There's definitely room for it. I mean, we could probably even improve it by using like switch case. I did.
Yeah,
if this, but there were only like 3.
There's compiler logic, which is pretty cool. I'll show you that real fast. Let me start a new file here.
Well, when I started looking at defines, I could see how to use them as integers, and I could see how to use them as like Boolean, but I was having trouble figuring out how to use them for like a
what?
like putting a string on it, like board 1, board 2, board 3, as a string
Yeah.
of text.
So here's the thing. Are you watching the stream?
I'm not where I can see it. No, I'm on the mobile. I will be soon though.
Fuck nuggets. Okay, well I'll try to describe it to you as I go.
Can you do a screenshot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm posting Discord. Okay, so let me type it up. So what you got? How does it work? I don't know the exact syntax. So, is it if def?
I think it's I think it's if def and define are the two things we care.
Yeah. So.
And I think it had to have a pound before if def.
Yeah. So if def, and then it can only see if something's. No, that's not true. You can do operands with these, but so if def and then like underscore. What was it AVR 328 or something like that, or like M328 or something like that. I forget what the actual syntax in Arduino is. There's keywords for each and every board in the board manager list. So you can have if def m underscore m328 underscore, and then you can have like you can put code in there. So like
right, and that would basically feed off specific board definitions. We were looking for both board definitions and like configuration. So like a D1 Mini, we could have it with a built-in LED, we could have it with an OLED, we could have it with an RGB. So it's written to support all.
Yeah, so for like what's attached to it, you would have to use regular code and if statements. But in Arduino specifically, you can actually use these compiler. I don't know the words for it, but you can use these compiler things.
Macros.
Compiler macros? We'll call them that.
Macros.
Yeah, macros. You can use these macros to actually remove whole chunks of code. So let me take a screenshot of this real fast. Snip, snipping tool, new. Save as, desktop, save. Alright, so let's... Wow, I'm getting kind of drunk. Alright, do you see that in chat? Yeah.
Yep, I do.
So basically, when you select a board from the drop-down menu to program, it sets those things to true or false. So like if you select an Arduino Uno, it's going to set the M328 to true. It's going to define it, period. And all it does is just check if it's defined at all. It doesn't matter what is actually in it. It's just the fact that it's been defined by the board manager. And then anything between if def and end if will get removed if it's not defined. So if you pick the, for example, the ESP8266, it's not going to put that pen mode 1 output into the code at all. It's just going to completely fucking remove it. And it's going to put in the ESP8266 instead. So if you want to build the same Arduino sketch for multiple different types of boards, that's the best way to do it. But as far as like what hardware is attached to it, that you would have to use like standard code.
Cool.
But it's really great for like, especially like chips that have like really small flash memory. Like you can code a really complicated sketch with graphics for an OLED for the Arduino Uno, but you can also have the same sketch code for the 85 and not include any of that extra code that's not relevant to the 85. It just cuts it out and makes your entire program smaller. Doodly boop ba doop boop. Let's do. I'm gonna invite some of my gamer friends.
Is there any preference for YouTube when doing the Drunkerbox?
I do it because it's easy and I'm not going to fuck with any Twitch things. Apparently on Twitch you can show your boobies, but you can't 3D print.
What?
Unless you're 3D printing something about video games. In which case it's creative.
No, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I don't
Since
think you can show your boobies on Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
can't show
since
your
they have
boobies, but you can get damn
technology,
close.
They're actually trying to get broader than video game.
I hope so, because
Does YouTube suck?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Twitch.
I won't. I would suggest for live streaming, Twitch is significantly better than YouTube. There's a lot of cool features that they have natively that YouTube just simply lack.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But, I don't know. I've been real wary because the first time I tried to stream, all I did was set up a basic stream just to test how Twitch worked. And I streamed exactly 30 minutes of me, just my 3D printer. I had a webcam attached to my 3D printer, and that's the only webcam I had set up. And I streamed 30 minutes of it, and I got IP banned for that. Like the same day. So like my roommate upstairs couldn't even watch Twitch because we were completely IP banned.
That's so
Wow.
retarded.
Because I streamed a 3D printer for 30 minutes. And I was so fucking baffled because they had shows on at the time. They had shows on where they just did drunk cooking. It had fucking nothing to do with video games whatsoever. They just got drunk and cooked food. And I guess it's because they had so many viewers or whatever, they just decided to overlook that.
Probably. Pretty good chance of that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try to change my sound device to see. God damn it. Sound playback options. No. God damn it. I hate Windows 10. I don't hate it. That's not true. I can't say that.
It's
It
not
does
a
some very-
terrible version of Windows, but it's still Windows.
Does some very unintuitive things.
They're in this weird middle section right now. They're trying to move over to like a tablet-based kind of like UI, but they're only like halfway there. So like half of the important settings are still in a oh shit, don't switch.
In this place they were in Windows 8.
Right. Well, the place they were
It's
in
like
Windows
programs
7.
and features and programs and options or something.
Yeah,
It's
there's apps and features and there's programs and features, and like
Yeah,
they're
that one.
radically different.
Mhm.
So like every time I had to click on the icon for my motherboard software for sound devices in order to get to the old menu for switching sound devices. If I do it with the regular sound device or whatever, it sends me to the new one that doesn't have the options that I need. Or they do, and I just can't be fucked to learn.
Did you figure out what the name of the file is that opens those settings, like sound.cpl or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
sound.msv?
I used to, when I was using a lot more Logitech shit, I used to have, it's called NIRCMD, like NIR command. And that could run scripts, and that was the only way, after Windows 7 or after, that you could switch sound devices with a keystroke. Like in Windows 7, 8, and 8.1 and 10, they purposely took it out so that no program had control over sound devices. I don't know why. It was like a security thing. But I just had G keys on my Logitech keyboard, and I would switch between like 5 or 6 different audio sources just by pressing those keys, using scripts and shit. Alright, what the fuck were we doing? Okay, so every time somebody messages, we have to open a file, read the file to see if we can find them already in that list, and then see if they have a profile. And I have all that shit down here in alerts.
Are you using actual, like an actual file and not like Redis or something like that?
I'm using a text file instead of a database because.
Oh man.
Oh no! Don't judge me.
Wow.
Don't judge me. This is.
You're not using Docker either, are you?
So thick.
Not
No,
using-
this isn't like a Docker issue. It's text files are not. I mean, it's good for like storing a little bit, but for like a chat room, like reading, writing. I mean, work with it when you're testing. But I would look at something like Redis eventually. It's really fast to get stuff because it's key value pairs, and then when you actually do an update, it's like
Yeah, I probably will.
you don't
No,
have to worry about two things trying to.
I definitely will add that at some point, but right now, I mean, if we
Yeah,
open-
no, this is good for MVP. It's just I'm just thinking about how, if you had a lot of chatter going on, how hard this thing is working on this one profile.
yeah, well, it's also a rented VPS, and I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
You're just more likely to have some weird corruption issue.
Maybe we'll see.
Isn't
That
Node
was an
single-threaded
aside.
anyways?
Well, JavaScript is asynchronous, but I think the way I'm doing it is.
No, it is. Yes, that is supposedly a plus sign. Node is that it's single thread. It's non-blocking, and it's non-blocking because it's single-threaded.
I'm not sure.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it single threaded to where two things could try and write it?
Well, I'm assuming that something else might want to look at this. I don't know if the one bot is going to be the only one ever doing it. But anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to distract you.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm learning shit. All right. Well, the way it is right now is that I open it once when the bot launches, and then whenever somebody changes their alerts, and now whenever somebody says something, it'll write the change. But other than that, it keeps all that data in memory. So at least it's not opening the file every single time.
In memory or on the file?
In memory. What it does is it opens a file, it reads it's a JSON file. So it opens a file, it reads a JSON, it turns it into an object. And then it keeps track of that object while it's on, but every time somebody changes their alert status, or now whenever somebody changes or does a message, it writes to that file. It writes the current object to that file to save it permanently.
All right. That is still a data. That's a database.
Sorry, you cut out. Is it data?
Are we
What?
trying to track messages or what?
Well, I can't hear either of you.
What messages are you tracking?
I'm not counting messages. I'm just counting the number of messages. Oh, Hunter. What the hell? Where's this at? Sorry, I'm getting YouTube chat messages. Alright. I should really just invite him to this channel. Like, fuck it. Or this server, rather. Let's create an invite. I'm like so attention deficit when it comes to this, too. Boy, that's beautiful. You guys are still talking in Toxic Well, but like I don't want to read it on stream because I don't want to like have any incriminating evidence or anything.
You want the well to bleed over?
Yeah.
Spill over?
Alright, so every time it finds a message, or somebody does a message, it creates a new empty variable called findFanID. It does a for loop. It starts at 0 and it goes to the entire length of the fan array in the database object. One by one. Bab, you were talking and I know you're criticizing the way I'm doing this.
I'll just wait till you get home anyway.
She turned into a cyborg. She
Yeah.
can't be trusted.
I'm a Cylon now.
I guarantee that the way I'm doing this is going to make you so fucking angry. Alright, so
Frustration intensifies.
every single time somebody sends a message anywhere on this server, it's going to create a new variable. It's going to create a for loop that's going to go through every single profile that's in every single person's.
Use an index! Oh my god, use an index!
Yeah, it's going to go one by one until it finds a match, and it's going to keep going. It's not going to stop when it finds a match. It's just going to keep going so it does all the users.
Every time? Every freaking time?
Every time, yes. Every time somebody sends a message. And then, when it's done doing that, it's then going to see if the findFanID variable is still null. And if it's still null, that means we need to create a new user and write that to the file. If it's not, it's just going to add 1. So, oh my god, there's so much to go through here. So if it still equals null, then let's see, database FanID alerts. Okay, so you can change alert to message count.
What's wrong with creating their profile the first time they send a message versus reading through the...
Wait, what?
Did you say you were reading through the entire user list every time?
Every time somebody sends a message, we're reading through the entire user list.
Fucking time.
To be fair, it's only gonna read through the people who have already talked or set their alert status.
I'm confused. I can't see the code.
Yeah. Okay, just running through it one more time. Every time somebody sends a message or sets their alert status, it's going to do a for loop that loops as many times as there are people who have already done this. And then it's going to compare every single user to the current user talking. Until it finds a match. And then when it finds a match, it's going to keep going. Wait, I can just use a break, can I?
What is the goal of this?
It's to find your profile, and then it's going to read your message count, and it's going to add 1 to that message count, basically.
So every time you type something, it's got a counter and a flat text.
Right, you cut out a little bit there, but I think I got you.
I think I agree with Babbitt. You need a data.
Yeah. This is just temporary. This is just
Yeah.
getting
No, you should do it. So wait. What if you just like before their name and then they check?
Oh, you really cut out. What if I just what?
Basically,
No, it's not coming through.
before their username. I'll be home in like 10 minutes.
Okay, you can get home in 10 minutes. I will have not accomplished anything by it in 10 minutes, and then you can walk me through this.
So what are you trying to accomplish by counting how many messages they...
I'm trying to replace the MeBot. The MeBot does the whole... Oh, God.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm understanding the purpose. So, the Me6, it only counts 1 message per 60 seconds. It does not count every single message.
Oh, that's going to be hard to track, because then not only do we have to track the individual messages, but then we have to track how long it's been since the last message. That's 2 separate variables that we have to put in their profile.
Hope you got a big text file.
Yeah, right. In my defense, this is all running out of memory. It only reads the text file once when it boots, and then it's running out of memory the rest of the time.
But then it's writing to the file every time somebody...
Yeah, well...
That's not so bad. That's really cheap.
I mean...
all things considered.
This thing's got an SSD in it, so... And if
You're running it locally, or you run it on a VPS?
I'm running it on a VPS. So, like, if we burn a hole to the SSD, it's not mine, I don't care. Hi, puppy. You want attention, don't you? Come here. Come here, pup. I know. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, you're violent. Okay. Oh, okay. We're just doing this now. Okay. Good job. You're on live television. You're tingling my teeth. Fucking 60-pound Labrador in my face. Okay.
Is there any chance that you looked to see if the Mi6 code was open?
Open? No, I didn't look. I don't know, the things that I want from me aren't so complicated that we can't just do them ourselves. You know what I mean? And I'd rather have a bot that I've done myself than, like, you know.
I think a for loop looping through every user that has a profile is...
Everyone's a critic, man.
I think there's an easier way. You got to be able to say, you know, if Babbitt says something, just query the database. How many times has she said something, and then update that value, because she'll be the one to burn a hole in that.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's definitely a way better way of doing it. But I'm just doing something like real basic right now.
Okay. Well, I agree. The MAP, the text files are okay, but I don't think I'd stick there for.
Oh no. I just want to get something in place that, like, you know, just to move this project forward. All right, so. Oh yeah, where is that thing? I think it's downstairs. My drunker tracker is downstairs. Alright, so where were we at? Okay, so if it's still null, then we need to create a new database, or a new profile. I wonder... Would that create a new? No. Okay, hold on.
So ultimately, you're wanting to replace all of the bots except for idle ARP.
Yeah. I haven't even used idle RPG, and like I have this like perception that like nobody uses it because I haven't paid attention to it. Ooh, is pain.
I've got the channel muted. I use it every once in a while. I'll go in there and mess with it, but I don't play it a lot. But there are. And that's another thing, is you need to be able to ignore specific channels for the count, for the level counting, so that things like idle RPG or bot logs don't count.
Yeah. Alright, so create a new profile. So we're gonna database fan ID is equal to fan array's length. That creates a new one at the end. Fan ID set alerts true. We're not going to do that. We're going to do message count. Oh. Yeah. Message count equals 0. We'll set their alerts to false though. To start, and then they can sign up for that if they want. And then we're going to write that to the database. Okay, so that's done. Otherwise, we're going to take their message count and just plus it. Alright, so we're gonna add 1. Cool. We got 7 viewers, holy shit. Let's add 1 to the message count. And then we gotta write it to a database file. We don't need to log it. Yeah, we don't need to do any of this. So if there's an error, then we'll log it to the console. But otherwise, just do nothing. So let's test it out. Oh no. Illegal break statement. Oh, I guess I didn't take that out, did I? Where? Line 105. Oh yeah, I guess that would be. Okay, so it's working. So let's go to the robot development facility. And let's shit. Let's open up the current database file. Okay, so let's do 1. Hi. No errors, that's good. Don't save. Go open up the database file again. Message count is null. Okay, so it said it the first time we send a message. Oh, okay, so I already had a profile. And it tried to add 1 to message count, but message count didn't exist yet because I already had a profile. So let's do if that equals null, then do all this nonsense. Oh wait, no. Hold on. If it equals null, then make it equal 0. We'll do that. Or make it equal 1. 1. I wonder if that would return undefined and not null. I don't know, we'll see. So do the else here. Save. Let's test it. Okay, it worked, but message count was already set. It's already defined. So let's save that and let's try it again. And that goes to oh no, gotta stop. You gotta start it over again. Because it's working out of memory, it's not working out of the file. So Start over. Reads from the file. Now I can go hi. It does change the file. But it sets it to null the first time. Huh. Let's try this. Let's try undefined. If it's undefined. Save that, stop that, restart it. Cool, okay, so the first time you send a message, if message count is undefined, then it makes message count equal 1. So I guess we can technically, yeah. If it's not undefined, it just adds 1. So let's do my girlfriend just texted me. Is anybody still here? It got really fucking quiet.
Yeah. Hi, Amanda.
Yeah, I've been muting myself because I've coughing.
I didn't hear any of that.
I've been muting myself so that my coughs aren't obnoxious.
When are you doing the stream?
Whenever you're done.
Oh, I can be done pretty much anytime. Let me wrap up this message count thing, and then we'll see where we're at. Cause I'm starting to get too drunk.
Time for a shot.
Wait a minute. Are all those little dot spaces, or did you actually use?
Oh boy. Here it comes.
Wait, oh, those little what?
I just pulled up the video on my computer, and all the dots where there should be tabs are those spaces.
No, okay, no, they are tabs, but each little dot that you see is like a placeholder for a space. So like I have Adam set up to whenever there's a tab, it shows 4 spaces.
Okay, I just didn't want Babin to have a coronary when she goes to
No, I am fucking tab master race. Tab master race all the way. Fucking. I want to say I'm going really slow at this because I'm drunk, but the other week when I did this, it was the same way, so. I have no excuses. Alright, so. I think that's pretty much done. If we're just trying to count individual messages, I think it's pretty much done. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Let's check our database. Don't save. Yeah, I got 9 messages. Neato! I win. We don't have any extra... Let me go to the database. Let me see what happens if I create a totally new profile. Depot. Start over. Cannot read add role property of. Cannot read property add role of null. That's interesting. What happened? Hi, I created a new profile for you. Your alerts are set to false. You guys can read that, right? And then what is the database saying? Huh, that's interesting. It somehow counted itself. It added itself to the database. It also didn't give me one message to start. Oh, okay. I see. But DevBot hasn't done anything. Oh, because I fucking crashed.
You probably consider making it ignore it.
Yeah, you can set it so it ignores itself talking. But I don't know, I think that's kind of a neat feature. Like, whenever it replies to somebody in channel, it counts its own messages so that we know how many times it's responded to somebody. You know what I mean? Like how often we actually use it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Packard, you are abusing that keyboard.
Oh, you like that?
It's fucking, that is fucking kinky shit.
Need to get that combo meter. This is with my. I have the same. Oh, I have the blue version of the headset you have.
Yeah?
But when I use my my studio mic, it picks up everything in my room, and then it's super loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, like I'm using my webcam mic right now, and there's like fucking noise everywhere. It's annoying, but like I'm too cheap to actually invest in any real gear. So, too, I used to have an IBM Model M keyboard.
Yeah.
That thing was crazy fucking loud.
Wear your fingers out.
So what?
Did it wear your fingers out hitting all the switches?
No, it's actually I really loved it. I liked it a lot. But it didn't have a Windows key, and I didn't know how to function with that one at that point. It didn't have multimedia keys either, and that was a really big deal.
Yep.
So I just it just sat in the corner for like 6 months, and I gave it to a gaming buddy of mine. He uses it at work.
Nice.
He uses it at work because there's a coworker that will use his computer without his permission, and he fucking hates that. But she won't use the Model N keyboard because she fucking hates it, so it keeps her off his. Yeah.
Nice. I have a compact keyboard that came with the server rack I bought that doesn't have a Windows key either. It's got that gimpy little trackball thing on it.
Yeah.
We were trying to use that as a penalty for people that were doing well in LAN parties, but you literally can't play a first-person shooter with that thing. It's so terrible.
Oh yeah. No, I know. I've used them.
You can't look and shoot at the same time, I think it was.
Yeah, are you talking about the trackball on the top?
It's in the bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really short keyboard.
Weird.
I'll post a picture.
Alright, I'm going to call it a night. I implemented exactly one new feature and fixed one bug, and I think that's enough for a half a fucking gallon of liquor. So,
Nice.
that and my Counter-Strike team wants me to play, and they don't realize, even though they've been watching me on stream, that I'm too fucking smashed to play. So, I don't know, they get what they ask for, I guess.
So wait, you're not gonna stay for the next Drunkerbox?
No, Packard's gonna take over, and I'm gonna play with my. I've been playing with these guys for like. Well, I played with them for 2 years solid, and it's been like a year or two since I've played with them. So I don't know. I want to kind of reestablish that because something gift horse mouth. I don't know. I have 10 viewers though. That's the most I've ever gotten. Oh, my girlfriend saved my link.
I'm gonna thumbs down because you're closing.
Oh no.
Make sure to push your code up to GitHub so we can critique.
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and do that right now. Let me just push it right in there. I won't even check it for errors. I won't do any QA. I'm just gonna push it right to fucking master. I'm gonna fucking origin push F.
Nice.
You guys think I'm joking, but I'm fucking dead ass serious. Let's do I don't have it on here. I gotta do it for my MacBook because I didn't set up.
So I hit my bridge of death and I didn't get to hear the last like 15 minutes. So remind me later, and I'll tell you my idea how you can get your not loop through every single profile every single time.
Yeah,
but still have your file.
Let me just copy paste the code right into Drunkerboxes, and you can see what I'm doing. It's not a fucking travesty. In fact, if I use a break after this if statement, or in this if statement, I think I can break the for loop, so that cuts down a little bit on it. And it's only writing anytime.
Yeah, but at worst case though, you're gonna have to loop through it n times to figure out they're not there, or they're the last person. And anyways, I have an idea of how to just make that a little bit better without refactoring a whole lot.
Okay.
Although I hadn't seen your code because I was driving, so. But I can do that another time.
Let me paste this. Where are we at here? Drunkerboxes. By the way, guys, if you want to copy paste code, it's not the tilde. What's the other little dash that's on the tilde key? What's that called?
Backtick.
A backtick. So 3 backticks, and you type in the name of your language. So I'm going to do 3 backticks JavaScript, skip a line, paste my code, 3 more backticks. Message is too long. Fuck you. You're too long.
Womp womp.
But yeah, it uses the markup and will actually try to do syntax highlighting based on what you've given it.
So let's just do this. Yeah, okay, and then we'll do... It's not so good.
One nice thing with Slack is that it'll let you do a snippet.
Oh, yeah, there's a few things in Slack that I miss in Discord.
Yeah, oh my god. I wish the two of them would just meld together and create one super chat.
Like, if I could get Stu's notifications or make it easier to not subscribe to every channel when I join, that would be great. And some of the threading stuff can... I go back and forth whether I like that or not.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some things about Slack that are confusing. One thing I find really interesting about Slack is that if you're talking about, like, say, I don't know, Practical IoT posts a picture of some burgers that he bought. You can have a whole side conversation about just those burgers, and it's all encapsulated within that one message.
Yeah. So when the threading's done right, it really works. It's just some people can't figure that out.
Yeah, no, there's lots of really cool things about Slack. It's just, I think Discord's a little bit more accessible in public. I don't know.
I like having different workspaces. So like for Discord, for me to have 2 actual handles is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Natively. While I have like 5 different Slack groups that I'm part of, and none of them use the same email or username or anything. It's great.
Yeah, like I said, if you can just merge the two, it'd be like one super chat. Also, what's with the fucking dropping the IRC support in Slack? Not that anybody uses IRC anymore, but like having the option to use IRC, I think it's fucking.
No, there's like a handful of people, dozens of us. They're just raging so hard right now.
There are dozens of us. Dozens. All right, I gotta get out of here. Let's get Packard on the line. Oh look, a Puckneck shows up right as I'm getting off.
All right, I'm swapping over.
That's like the opposite of my stream where he left about right when I got it all working.
I can't hear you guys talking about me, you know.
We didn't say anything bad.
I know.
Alright, view, reset font size. Alright guys, I'm gonna... I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna upload this tonight, but there's the code and you can look at it and see what it does. It's just right after the client on message. You can copy paste that right into your bot, Bab, if you want, and test it out.
Yeah, I still haven't got my server working. I'm being stubborn about that, and
yeah. All right. All right. I'm Peace out, guys. I don't know how to end a stream properly, so 3, 2, 1, see you. Bye.